Hi guys, welcome to the top 25 Genesis songs.
Hi, this is Tony Banks.
And I'm Mike Rutherford.
I'm Phil Collins of Genesis, and you're listening to Mix 105.
In the early days, obviously, we didn't really have any helpers, we just did it ourselves.
So as you get older, you're more honest with yourself.
What we're doing now is like something different. This is like we could do anything now.
Now, before any of you Genesis fans freak out, yes, this list will include songs from the Gabriel years and the Collins years. Okay, I'm not going to exclude the Peter Gabriel years. Am I a fan of the Collins years? Yes, big time. 1976 to 1991, I'm a huge fan of those years. And the Gabriel years, 69 to 75, yeah, they're pretty good too. But these top 25 songs I love from this band, and I'm not going to go in any order. I'm not going to say number 25 is my least favorite and number 1 is my favorite. I love all 25 of these songs equal, okay? And there's a lot of other Genesis songs I could have put on this list, guys, but I had to keep it 25. It was originally going to be top 10. It was really, really hard to do a top 10. Top 25 is where I draw the line, okay? Because there's just so many good songs from this band. So, here we go. The top 25 songs from Genesis. This was from their second album, and this was the first real quote-unquote hit that Genesis had, okay? The first album from Genesis to Revelations really didn't have anything on it, at least not any big hits, but Trespass, released 1 year later, would actually have a couple of really, really good songs, and this is one of them. I love Peter's vocals on this song. I love the lyrics. I love Tony Banks' keyboard playing in this. It's one of my favorite songs from the Trespass album, and I'll be listening to it many more times in the future. Okay, I take it back. This is the shortest song Genesis has ever made. Coming in at a near 1 minute and 21 seconds, this is actually a really nice ballad from Phil Collins. Since this is on the album Duke in 1980, you could make the argument that this song may be about his divorce, maybe it isn't, I don't know. But either way, it still makes for a really good vocal. You know what the hardest thing about Invisible Touch is? You can't find the album. You can't find it anywhere. The only way you can get Invisible Touch nowadays is if you buy it on Amazon or if you buy it on the Genesis website. Seriously, this was the best-selling album from them in the 80s. Bigger than the Genesis album, I think. But still, Invisible Touch, great album. Now the song, on the other hand.
Now I know she's got a built-in ability to take everything she sees. Now it seems I'm falling for her. She's in the hand and busy all the time. She's in and grabs my holy heart. She's in the hand and busy all the time. She takes control, soon it tears you apart.
This is definitely one of those songs that Phil wrote about his divorce from his first wife, and quite frankly, if you listen to the lyrics, you can see why.
Well, she will mess up your life. You wanna just say.
And of course, Tony Banks, as always, has a great solo in the middle.
It's gonna tear you apart. She's in the habit, she's in the she's in the habit, 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 she's in the habit. Paper lane, paper lane.
This song kind of has that Joe Walsh, Rocky Mountain Way kind of feel, that I like the beat of it. Where do I even begin with this song? Okay, first of all, you got the drum machine. Then you got the whirring. And then you have Tony Banks. Then you have Phil Collins doing an impression of John Lennon.
I can see you, mama, but I can hardly wait.
And of course, the great hook of the song.
Can't you feel my heart? Can you keep you, mama? But I know you're always there. You listen, you teach me, mama.
One of the best songs from the Genesis album, in my opinion. And yeah, it's just a great song. Next one. I don't know what it is about this song. I think I just like it because Peter Gabriel sings nursery rhymes in it.
King Cole was a merry old soul, and a merry old soul was he. So he called for his pipe, and he called for his bow, and he called for his fiddlers three.
And also Phil Collins sings background vocals on this. This is before he was the main singer for Genesis and Peter Gabriel was the front man. But, you know, it's just a really good song. And it's also got Tony Banks and Mike Rutherford and even Steve Hackett doing a lot of great stuff in the background. You know, Entangled was an interesting song because I'm listening to the CD, A Trick of the Tail, in my car for the first time. Dance on a Volcano just ends and Entangled comes on. And I'm listening to it, and it reminds me a lot like a Yes song. It almost sounds like Steve Howe and Bill Bruford and even John Anderson are playing with them on this song. That's how moving it is. It sounds just like a Yes song. But it's very peaceful, it's very relaxing, calming, soothing, and the harmonies. Oh, the harmonies.
Sleep. Won't you allow yourself fall? Nothing can hurt you at all. With your consent, we can experiment further still.
Turn It On Again. You know, I don't really know what this song is supposed to be about, but it's very 80s, and it sounds awesome. And it's a great song that they play at concerts. I'm not kidding. If they do this live, yeah, you get involved in singing and clapping along to this. It's hard to resist. It really is. There's a couple of songs that Tony Banks did with Genesis where the riffs he would create on the keyboard are very memorable because they make up 90% of the song. This song is one of them. And I love the way he's dealing with a drum machine. And by the way, if you're listening to a drum machine and you're playing keyboards on this song, it's hard. You have to like really keep up with that drum machine. Otherwise, you can lose that, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. It's hard. It's really hard. So, yeah, I really like this song. I love Phil's vocals on this song. I like how it goes on and on and on and echoes on until it fades out. And it's really, yeah, that's one of the best songs from the Abacab album, I want to say. Here's another great track from Abacab. This is that punk rock track that they did. And this is the most repetitive song ever, I think. It's more repetitive than Love Me Do, to be honest with you. Here's an underrated track from Abacab. Like I said, the Abacab album is one of my favorites. I mean, there's so many great songs on that album, and this is definitely one of my favorite songs from that album. Yeah, just listen to it. I mean, this is one of the first songs I think they did that had horns on it. I mean, before Abacab came out, Genesis never had horns on their records. Not really. So this was a new thing for them. Yeah, and it pays off. Okay, technically I'm kind of cheating on this next one, considering the fact that it is 2 tracks. But when they do this song live, they combine the 2 tracks into one long song. So on that note, I'm going to count it as one song.
Home by the sea, home by the sea, home by the sea, home by the sea. Creeping up the blind side, sheening up the wall, stealing through the dark at night, climbing through a window, stepping to the floor, chipping to the left and the right, picking up the pieces, putting them away. Something doesn't feel quite right.
Okay, first you have Mike Rutherford. Then you have Tony Banks. And then Phil Collins.
So many years ago, before the time we first heard, welcome to the home by the sea.
Not only is this song incredibly catchy, but the second part of it, Second Home by the Sea, I love that version. It's just 4 minutes of instrumental music of Home by the Sea redone. And then it slows down.
Images of sorrow, pictures of delight, things that go to make up a life. As we live our lives in what we tell you. Oh,
Home by the Sea / Second Home by the Sea. One of the best songs from Genesis, one of the best songs from the Genesis album, 1983, one of the best songs they do live. Yeah, it's really good. Okay, if you're not a Genesis fan, you've probably heard about this song because Christian Bale talked about it in American Psycho.
You know I love you, but I just can't take this. You know I love you, but I'm playing for keeps. Although I need you, I'm not.
But aside from that speech, this is one of my favorite songs from the Invisible Touch album. Not a big fan of the music video, but this song, not only is it real and true, the music is perfect, the lyrics are perfect. I don't know, Phil Collins' voice just works well with Tony Banks and Mike Rutherford's playing. It just does. I can't explain it. The three of them are just so good. And even when Peter Gabriel and Steve Hackett were in the band too. They weren't in the band when this song came out, but oh my god, they never fail. They never do. Yeah, I'm not including that. This song is phenomenal when they do it on stage, and it's phenomenal when you play the record. Protest song, awesome 80s song, best music video from 1986.
This is the time, this is the place for the future. But there's not much love to go around. Tell me why this is a land of confusion. Paper lake. I can dance, I can talk. Only thing about me is the way I walk.
This song actually started out very different. From what I've heard, this song began very, very fast. And then Tony got a new keyboard and he had a lot of sound effects on it, which he plays in the song. And what I like about it is this is another one of those satire songs where they mock a lot of models, particularly the ones who wear those blue jeans and those blue jeans commercials in the early 90s. Yeah, it's pretty much about models, you know, people who aren't talented. They're only famous for being a model, really. Just the way they walk on stage and walk off stage, that's pretty much it. So that's what this song is about. I like it. The music video is awesome. This song is awesome. The album We Can't Dance is fantastic. A lot more serious songs on that album than the previous ones that they've done. And that walk. Oh god, that's like, I think one of the, that's in like the top 10 of the things they'll go down in history for, is that walk. The year was 1997. I'm shopping with my mom in Fashion Bug. I'm 4 years old. This song came on the radio. I will never, ever, ever, ever forget that riff. This song is so catchy, the Beatles could have written it. That's how catchy that riff is.
Just as I thought it was going alright, I found out I'm wrong when I thought I was right. It's always the same, it's just a shame, that's all. I could say day and you'd say night. Tell me it's black when I know that it's white. Always the same, it's just a shame, and that's all.
Not only are Phil Collins' lyrics incredibly true in this song, but Tony Banks' solo and Mike Rutherford's solo are the best solos I've ever heard in any of the Genesis songs. I'm not kidding. That good. They don't have to be fast. They don't have to be slow. They don't have to be mediocre. They don't have to be artsy. They're just exciting to listen to, really. Everything the five of them have done, Peter Gabriel, Steve Hackett, Tony Banks, Mike Rutherford, and Phil Collins, everything they've done for those 14 albums, not the 15th, the 14 albums, is memorable. There are a few songs I still haven't listened to yet, but most of these songs I love, because every time I play a new album from them that I haven't heard yet, because these albums aren't new, they've been around for a while, but every time I play a song that I haven't heard yet, much like the Beatles, I end up loving the song. There isn't one song from Genesis I don't like yet. So that's something. And those are the top 25 Genesis songs that I like. And, well, it's January 20th, so I have to attend something. Something I don't want to attend. Something that people have been telling me that I have to, and I just don't want to. But I have to. It's my job. Not another Shyamalan movie. Please, no.